Hey, it's Dr. Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com, and I made a video like this last year or earlier this year about what type of things you need to be thinking about whenever you're doing an Invisalign or a clear correct or a clear aligner refinement. So if we're working with you and helping you on a refinement, these are things we're going to ask for, and we're not going to be able to help you with this refinement unless we have all these answers. Now, if let's say the case is like almost done, there's just a tiny little tweak, no major bite issues, everything's going really well, you're happy, patient's happy, okay, we don't need all this. But this is like if things aren't going great, if things are just weird, if it's not what you were expecting, if the patient's not happy, if you're not happy, if things are just going unpredictably, we need all 5 of these things. So I'm gonna take you through these 5 things. And a lot of times you guys are not giving us the data, so we can't help you. So let's take you through each one of these 5 things. And this is even if we're not helping you with the case, even if you're doing this in your own office, these are things you need to be doing to try to figure these things out, okay? A Clin Check is a puzzle. And obviously the puzzle needs to be done properly for things to work out. Just trusting the technicians to do it is not proper. You need to know what you're doing, and this is the data you need to do it right. Number 1, as you submit a refinement, they're going to ask you what aligner number you are currently holding on. I don't know what aligner number you're holding on. You need to know that. You need to ask the patient. You have to input that. Number 2, they're going to ask you, did you take off the attachments or the buttons, or are they still on in the scan? There's a few options in there when you submit the case. That's really up to you. By the way, each one of these points, I actually have additional content made on it. You can go to my YouTube channel, Straightsmile Solutions, go to the Invisalign playlist or the clear aligner playlist, as well as I'm doing a free clear aligner webinar. It's sponsored by DSN DSI. It's on January 18th, 2024. It's free. You can get there from my website, or you can email me, info@straightsmilesolutions.com. Glad to send you an invite. Doesn't cost you anything, and you get CE, so what do you have to lose? Okay, so should you take off the buttons? Well, that really depends. If the case is going predictably and you like the previous Clin Check and you're pretty much done and you're really happy and it's just small tweaks, twists, and turns, you can leave them on. But if there's any type of changes or anything's unhappy or anything's not perfect, take them all off. Don't have them virtually remove it. It just isn't accurate, okay? Number 3, did you do all the IPR that was prescribed in the previous Clin Check? They don't know. We don't know. I don't know. Patient doesn't know. You need to let us know. And you need to look through your charting because you don't want them to double do the IPR on the same sites. That's really bad, okay? Number 4, we need photos, full set of intraoral photos with articulating paper. This is a must. You should be doing this on every single refinement and every single new case. It is a no-brainer. If you do this, you'll have way better Clin Checks because at least, in my opinion, 50% or more of the time refinements are articulated incorrectly, even with an iTero. I'm sorry, it's just not, it has to be perfect. It needs to match. So I want the iTero to match what you saw clinically. Everything must match. And if we don't have those photos with the bite marks, tap, tap, grind, grind, I don't know. So usually if you don't do this step and you skip it, you're gonna get another refinement. Or worse things are gonna happen. I see it all the time. Number 5, I would love to have some tracking photos with the aligners in, slightly open, front, left, right. This is an example of a front one. Well, this is if you had upper only. Obviously, tracking is awful here. I like to see these because especially if things are going great, I don't care. But if there's any issues, this is the first thing I look at because a lot of times I can tell you exactly what happened just from this photo. So take these and get used to taking these at every check-in. And you guys, if these things aren't fitting like perfectly like a glove, why the heck are the patients continuing? It should never look like this. It should never look at all not 100% fitting. Make sure you check out my clear aligner Invisalign delivery instructions. The newest one I made is called 2023 Invisalign delivery instructions. If you can't find it, I'll send you the video. Again, we're gonna cover this in our webinar, but you need to be delivering these aligners correctly and giving them their information. It is a no-brainer to put all patients on a virtual monitoring system, whether it's free or paid, I don't care. You should be using it though, because patients need it. They don't understand. Remember, aligners should always fit like a custom glove, like a custom wetsuit. There should never, ever be any gaps between the aligners and the teeth, ever. And your 7 days doesn't start until it's seated. So they got to use their chewies and seat it. And then the 7 days start. This is such easy instructions. And if they can't get it seated, they go back to the previous aligner, wear it for another week, try again. And if they still can't get it seated, they need to call you and come in. That's all it is. If you follow these instructions, and of course, assuming you have a properly staged and done Clincheck, you should not have any refinements. It's that easy, but you guys are skipping steps, skipping corners, cutting corners, and that's why things are not working out. All right, thanks so much. Invisalign is not hard. Clear aligners are not hard. They're super easy, super fun, and a super productive way to grow your practice. But if you guys don't do it correctly, it's not gonna be fun and it's not gonna make money. All right, thanks so much.